At this point, what would your one advice to fix League of Legends be? God, if I had to put that in one sentence. I know this is a dumb one, but if I can choose one thing that League of Legends can do that would save League of Legends, it is literally make League of Legends 2. I know that sounds like a blanket statement, right? But the thing is that League of Legends is so incredibly limited in what can be done in it and what they will ever do in it because they have been building it on this spaghetti code for 13 years now. And the reason why I'm such a big advocate for League of Legends 2 is because if they build the game from the ground up, sure, they won't be able to add all the champions immediately, and sure, they're probably going to have to start with like 20 champs or 40 champs or something like that. But if they were able to build the game from the ground up, then they would be able to offer players a lot more tools and a lot more things to do in their games. Overwatch is a perfect example of like Overwatch has a bunch of fun custom game modes, and you can make custom game modes, right? Fortnite has creative mode because it was built on this amazing program that they've been working on for 7 years before they even released the Battle Royale mode, right? And it's like League of Legends, as it stands now, a Rioter has even gone on record and said that the reason why they don't allow people to make their own custom games with whatever game mode they want, say if I wanted to 5v5 in Ascension, or if I wanted to 5v5 Year 5 in Dominion, the reason why they don't allow it is because for some reason it breaks the servers, and they can't figure out why. So that's why they keep limiting themselves to like one rotating game mode is the thing that exists. It's like, I think that if they really wanted to bring League back in the West, I need to iterate very clearly here that it's only in the West that it's struggling, and it's struggling bad. Like, it's pretty bad. I don't know if you guys heard all the Champions Queue drama where they made Champions Queue, but all the pro players are like, why would we actually play Champions Queue when we scrim all day? We're not going to play that. So there are other pro players or really good players at the top of the ladder who queue up for Champions Queue, and on stream, their stream is like 80% them sitting in queue waiting to get a 5v5 match, and it's like, it's sad. I think that the reason why League is dying so hard in the West is because right now there's not a lot of incentive to get into it, and there's not a lot of incentive to keep playing it. It's one of the most stale seasons of all time, right? And I agree with that, and it's weird to hear me agree with it. I am always the guy who's against the grain. You can go back and look at any of my videos. I'm the guy who saw Zeri and I went, that's such a cool champion design. I'm the guy that saw Chemtech Drake and I was like, yo, that's so cool that they're gonna create this stealth zone. I'm the guy who saw comeback bounties and I was like, that's gonna make losing feel less bad. That's sick. I'm normally on board with a lot of Riot's changes. This season, it feels like there wasn't enough. So I feel like if Riot really wanted to bring League back, they would have to do League of Legends 2, which they won't do, right? Wild Rift is League of Legends 2. Like, let's be honest. And Wild Rift, I haven't been playing it enough, so I can't really talk about what they're doing with it. But Wild Rift is League of Legends 2. They keep adding new champs and making old champs unplayable. Yeah, until the old champs become playable, and then they become too good, because old champions by design are too powerful if they're strong. So then they have to nerf the old champs into the ground. Let's take a look at Udyr. Let's take a look at Garen and Darius with Stridebreaker. Let's take a look at Tryndamere in his current state. It's like there's a problem with old champions being devastating when they're strong. So they make them unplayable because they don't want them to be strong. Because when they're strong, it is a miserable, terrible, horrifying experience. The reason why I'm such like a big advocate for Riot to make League of Legends 2 is because I feel like if they can just start the game again, they can do a big push to make it something that everyone's excited for. People who have never played League of Legends and people who have played League of Legends will all be excited to play League of Legends. If they did League 2 coming out at the same time as the next season of Arcane. New season of Arcane drops, and guess what? League 2 is out. Even if it's a mega patch, like just a super crazy mega patch that they do, where they rebuilt the code from the ground up, the whole client's different, everyone starts at 0 LP again. It's just like the grand reset. If they were to do that, just to allow the game to not feel like it is a game that came out 13 years ago, I think that's what would be the biggest thing they can do for League of Legends in the West. Again, this game is doing phenomenal everywhere else. It is doing phenomenal in China. It is doing phenomenal in Korea. It is doing phenomenal in EU. Like, everyone still loves it everywhere but the West. And then in the West, it's so bad that there is no server for West Coast players where all the pros live, and instead everyone on the West Coast has to play with 70 fucking pings. 70 ping, I mean. And like, the biggest thing, right? I've always noticed something that's kind of, how do I put this? I've always noticed that Riot Games is always in a battle. I won't say Riot Games, I'll say League of Legends, because Valorant's different, Legends of Runeterra is different. I always feel like League of Legends is in this battle to stay relevant while doing the bare minimum. Like, it is quite literally the only game on this planet that this right here is what they're giving us. One for all. One for all. What they are giving us right now to break free from like the repetitive task of grinding and trying to rank up and all that nonsense. What Riot Games is giving us, our moment of reprieve, is one for all. Hey, play League of Legends, but everyone's the same champion, and they leave one for all up all the time. All the time, they leave up one for all. They go one for all, rotating game mode in January, one for all. Rotating game mode in February, rotating game mode in March, one for all. Rotating game mode in April, one for all. Rotating game mode, it's one for all, one for all, one for all, one for all, one for all. Like, if the only thing you're giving casual players is the ability to choose the same champion on the same map, like, you're not doing anything to make anyone new want to play your game. Nobody's gonna jump into League of Legends and go, I want to be Faker. People are gonna go, what does this button do? What does this button do? Oh, cool. There's a Gromp. That's a cool looking frog. I like how this frog looks. Oh, cool. There's Gromp again. Oh, check it out. It's Gromp. What's this? Gromp again. Gromp. Gromp, 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 Gromp. You will see Gromp 4,000 times. It's Gromp again. It's like there's nothing to do. When you compare League of Legends to all the other games on this earth, look at what they're giving players content-wise, okay? What new content are we getting? That is not an adjustment on an item. That is not, oh, Swain's passive is now a toggle. Like, what content has Riot given us? Apex Legends has redone the map. Fortnite has removed building and then added building back in, but kept a no building mode. Counter-Strike added its own fucking battle royale mode. No matter what you do in League of Legends, you can't argue that you're playing the same content over and over and over again. But Scooch, what about the new champions? They gave us 3 new champions this year. Crazy how you can ban it. And fun fact, one person gets to play that per game. One. My League of Legends experience isn't a completely different game now that Zeri's in it. I'll be honest. And I've seen Renata once. You know what I mean? It's like, last good content was the Galaxies thing, where it was a PvE event. I think Ruined King was another great thing that they did. Except guess what was there? Gromp. Gromp was there. Why? Because it took place on Summoner's Rift. It's like, I do blame the spaghetti code. I feel like Riot's arms are tied here, or hands, I guess, are tied. But it's like, I wish that Riot didn't shaft the idea of content in League of Legends. We don't get content. There's no content. Nexus Blitz was so great. Like, oh my god. I cannot express how good Nexus Blitz was. When Nexus Blitz first came out, and it was like an alpha, and they would randomly just add like a new thing, oh my god. I will never forget how exciting it was to play Nexus Blitz, and it's like, Battle Royale, what's that? Or prize fight, what the hell is that? And then seeing us get teleported into the center of the map, surrounded by all these minions cheering, and having to 1v1 in front of my friends, so good. Such a genuinely great time. I think what they should do, and this can be enough to put a bandage on the situation for at least a few months, right? Go into a lab, right? Come up with mini games / things that happen in Nexus Blitz. Come up with like 150 of them, right? 150 of them. Nocturne, Battle Royale, Bartle Royale, Prize Fight, Chase the Soraka, whatever. Come up with 150 different things that happen. And then every other day micro patch it and make it 5 different random events, or out of 8 different random events. So every time you play Nexus Blitz, out of 8 different random events happens. These are the events that are in rotation today. And then 4 days later, now these are the events that are in rotation. It could even be every 2 weeks. When they patch the game, just swap out the events. They don't have to come up with more than 150. Because with 150, with even 100, just the combinations you can make with them, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They can make Nexus Blitz the roguelike of League of Legends. Every time you play it, and I know that's a silly thing to say, but bear with me. Every time you play it, it's different. And it's not because of you. It's because the game itself makes it different. The main issue, everyone kind of stopped playing Nexus Blitz after a week. They put in all that work just for the majority of players to drop it in a week, which is a shame. Yeah, and it's because we have not accidentally, very meticulously, it's on purpose, it's a marketing thing. But we've been sold the idea that the only thing that matters is to be the best. When in reality, the majority of us, statistically speaking, won't even make it to gold. Bigger statistically speaking, won't make it into diamond. And the greatest statistic speaking, won't be pro players. But we are led to believe that this is the only thing. Because when you think about it, this is how you sell somebody the idea of no content being good. This is how you sell somebody the idea that it's good that you don't do anything with your game, because you don't want the game to change so much, because if it changes, you're not going to be able to climb. It's a silly way to put it, but it's like people were gaslit into believing that less is more, when less is nothing at all. I do want to say that again, and I mean this. 1, League of Legends is still succeeding drastically. But 2, Riot is working on a lot of shit. When Riot releases a top-down, what's it called, isometric game like League of Legends, except it's PvE, think about how much fun it's going to be now that they don't have to worry about balance. Think about how great it's going to be able to play Cho'Gath in a dungeon crawler where you're getting attacked by hundreds of enemies and every enemy you kill makes you bigger. You know what I mean? Or Wukong, but he's going to be able to have 4 different clones and they all attack at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be so cool when League releases PvE stuff. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I do want to say that I am ridiculously, and I mean ridiculously, enticed by the idea of what Riot is going to do with their IP. I still love Runeterra. I love Runeterra. I love it. I love Runeterra. Project L is going to be cool. Riot is definitely expanding. Yeah.